Hello and welcome to another baking session with LeBon Baker. I'm LeBon Baker and today we're going to be showing our love to an old classic. We're going to be making scones. This recipe is quick, easy and a classic, and I wanted to say a very special thank you to Wendy. She's one of my best friend's mums and recently showed me this recipe and the way to make the perfect scone. One of the things that I really love about this recipe is that it only has a few ingredients to it, and all of them are ones which you'd probably already have in your fridge or your cupboard. So let me walk you through the ingredients. For the scones, we're going to be using some self-raising flour, and we'll also be adding some baking powder and a pinch of salt. We'll be using some butter and milk, and that's literally it. And then at the very end, we'll be topping with jam and cream. That's all the ingredients you need. Make sure you head to my website lebonbaker.com for the exact quantities. So for our little bit of prep here, you'll need to go grab a baking tray and just line it with some parchment paper. Turn your oven onto approximately 200 degrees Celsius, and then we can move that off to the side and grab yourself a mixing bowl, and then we'll get ready to go with our ingredients. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add our self-raising flour into the bigger bowl with our baking powder and our salt, and we'll just give it a little bit of a whisk. Next we're going to add our butter, and we're just going to drop it in and then start rubbing the butter into the flour mixture. Things are going to get a little bit messier from this point on, so I recommend lose the jewelry. If you're one of those people that don't like getting their hands dirty, I can guarantee you that these will be worth it in the end. This has been rubbed into the flour really quite nicely. You'll start to see this is the texture that we're looking for. Nice and crumbly and refined. Once yours looks like this, we can make a little well, and then we'll add our milk and mix until just combined. This mixture looks pretty good. It's not too wet, not too dry. If yours goes one way or the other, just add a tiny bit more milk or a tiny bit more self-raising flour to compensate, and it'll start to even it up a bit. And don't worry too much, you can just guess, use your best instincts, but it's best to start with just a small amount and then work your way from there. To give you an idea of texture and consistency, this is how mine currently looks. So as you can see, it's sticky without being really wet, and we'll be able to mold it quite nicely. All right, it's time for more mess. Now what we've got to do is we're going to put a bit more self-raising flour on our bench, and then we're going to put the dough or the mixture on top and then very lightly knead that. Okay, our mixture looks absolutely beautiful. This is ready to go, and now we can cut it into whatever shapes that we like. You can go square, you can go circular, you can use a cookie cutter, you can use a dough cutter, whatever you want to do. You can make them small, you can make them big, just have a crack. So I'm going to divide up my dough. I'm going to go with classic shape here, and I'm just going to cut it into even squares. I'm making 9 here, but you can make more or less depending on the size that you want for yours. Fantastic, and then just make sure that they're in the right shape, so just go over them once more and make sure they're all looking even. Now they're ready to go straight onto the tray, so just place them evenly. Make sure that they've got some growing room, and then we're just going to baste it with a touch of milk, and then they'll go straight into the oven. These are going into the oven for 10 to 12 minutes, but just make sure that you monitor yours as well. Yours might take a little bit longer or a little bit less. Yay! These look amazing. So they're lightly golden, they're all cooked, they bounce back. That's when you know that your little scones will be ready to eat. I had mine in the oven for 11 minutes, so as I said, just monitor yours. If you're ever not sure as well, you can always just cut one in half. I did that, and look at that, they look absolutely perfect, and the steam coming off of them as well. So we're ready to eat. In true scone fashion, we are also going to have a cuppa tea. Talk about a pretty amazing scone and tea party about to happen. Comment below what you'd put on your scones. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's have a look at this, shall we? Yes. Oh yeah, that looks beautiful. Some jam and some cream. Time to eat it. Best part. Wow, these are so beautiful. They're a little bit crusty on the outside and very fluffy in the middle, and then when it's paired with the jam and the cream, we nailed it. Thank you for baking with me today. I hope that you've had fun. I've had an absolute blast baking these little babies here. So tasty. I think now it's time for another cup of tea and a scone, but please subscribe to my YouTube channel for all tips, tricks and recipes for the home baker and cook. See you next time.